What's up, guys? This is Aaron, your favorite community pharmacist. Um, so, I wanted to make a video. A lot of people come up to me all the time, knowing what I do and what I study as a pharmacist, and they ask me, what can they do to help fight this opioid epidemic? And you guys have all heard me talk about these drug disposal pouches and safe disposal of medications and things like that. And so recently, I was on the other end of it. Just had surgery on my Achilles. These bad boys here. But I come out of surgery and they give me 30 oxycodone, 30 Percocet. I told the doctor before my surgery that I didn't want any Percocet. I didn't want anything like that. I didn't want any opiates. And I went home with 30 Percocet and 40 Tramadol, and I haven't taken any of it. So that's one minor surgery for me. Multiply that by however many surgeries that clinic does. That's a lot of opiates floating around. So I wanted to make this quick video and just let you guys know how important it is to, one, destroy your unused medication. It's so easy. You can bring it to a police station. You can bring your controlled substances to drop boxes. You can go and get a drug disposal pouch. I think there's so much that you can do. Um, and it's frustrating that more people don't see this in a way that I do, because every day I'm surrounded by people who are struggling with addiction, and I don't think you can really judge people until you understand what they're going through. And a lot of people say that addiction is a moral choice. They chose to use the drugs. Um, but in reality, addiction is a disease, and it's a disease of the brain, where you are no longer functioning anywhere near someone with a healthy brain who's not addicted to drugs is functioning. And everyone says, "Oh, this is a moral thing." And if you want to play the moral game, you have to look at more of the supplier, right? And that's not only the doctor who prescribes the medication, but if you look further down the train of addiction, further down the map, then you find the dealers who have no remorse. They don't care. They want their addicts, their customers, to die off of their product. They want them to overdose so they can get this, we've got the best stuff out there, this fentanyl, which is ridiculously strong compared to heroin by itself. And literally now, with the introduction of carfentanil, it's grains of sand that could kill you. It's the lethal dose. So I mean, that's I could talk forever about the moral argument, but so what you can do is be cognizant of what you're putting into your body. Just because it comes from a doctor doesn't necessarily mean it's safe. Just because you don't take your medication doesn't mean that someone can get into your house and take it. So it's important that you store your medication appropriately. You destroy it when you need to. Because if you do need it again, you'll get it at that time. You don't need to hoard these medications. And people who are struggling with addiction, I want you guys to realize that there's people out there like myself that are working really, really hard to help you. We're really glad that you're here, and we appreciate everything that you're going through. And I was talking with an addict in substance use disorder patient, and they described to me their need for heroin like the need for air. Now, I've never experienced anything like that, and I really hope I don't ever do that. But nowadays, it's so easy to get these medications, and then once you run out of your prescription, whether it's the insurance cuts you off or you just no longer have your actual pills, um, you're left sick. And when that, no one wants to feel sick, but that sickness will then lead to someone going out and getting heroin, which you can get for $8 to $10 for a little bag, and you don't know what's in it. There's a very, very good chance, especially in this area, that there's fentanyl in your heroin. Um, and there's so many different routes of prevention that aren't being utilized. So, um, I hope you guys take my words to heart and realize that addiction is a disease. Drugs are very easy to get if you know the right people, unfortunately. And it's one thing that for future generations, we need to, break that stigma of addiction. And I think we can just start doing that by having this conversation and talking about opiates and talking about drugs. And marijuana is a whole different topic. But my point is, I had a basic, simple surgery, and with the amount of pills that they gave me, I could become addicted to opiates, and that's kind of terrifying to me. So to and that's coming from a pharmacist, someone who has a very good knowledge of pharmacology and how these drugs work and a good understanding of addiction. But if you look at the overall health literacy of our country, it's very low, and these pills can be taken like candy, and it leaves you in a really rough spot at the end. So if you want to do your part in your community, make sure that you're storing your drugs safely, you're disposing of them when you don't need them, you're sticking to less addictive pain management options like ibuprofen and Tylenol. Tylenol is crazy underused. It's one of the safest drugs out there, regarding, you take into effect liver functions. But you can take if you take Tylenol daily, it's shown to be more effective in the long run than long-term opioid use. Opioid use, you develop a tolerance where you need more and more and more, and it, it loses efficacy, and it just leaves you in a very difficult situation. So I just wanted to talk about it because that's my big thing, is just talking about it. So if you like what I said, or if you agree with me, you don't agree with me, I would love to just hear your thoughts and maybe share this message. But we're working on it. We're making great strides, definitely here in Tennessee, here in Ohio. But it's one thing that it truly is a public health problem, and you as the public, we're going to need your help also. So thanks, guys.